Yo you guys, what is going on? It's Blazendary here. Today in this video, I'm going to be teaching you the best ways to afford Supreme, Bape, Off-White, Vlone, all those really expensive brands that you think you'd never be able to cop. And even if you are like a successful reseller and you still are having trouble getting items like, like $1,200 Bape jacket, I'm not here to flex. I'm here to teach you how I came up through reselling and all these other cool methods that I'm about to show you to get, the stuff that I have. As you guys can see, and if you did watch my room tour, that was a pretty fire ass vid, by the way, so I would go check that out if I was you. As you can see, I've got a lot of Supreme, a lot of Bape, a lot of cool stuff on display, but I didn't all just get it for free, and I didn't all just get it through my parents. In fact, none of this is through my parents. This is through like 4 years of hard work, and I understand that I'm the biggest, or one of the biggest hype beasts on YouTube. Actually, I consider myself to be the biggest. Like, damn, I'm wearing Supreme and Bape right now, and I got them Blazendary shorts on. Ooh! But aside from all that, I think that there's 4 easy steps that you can do to get money through reselling, through Supreme, Bape, and then eventually work your way up by using certain apps to find Supreme and Bape and stuff like that for cheap. So I'm going to teach that all to you right now. I did want to mention that I am giving away a free Air Jordan 1 Royal in any size to anybody that wants it. All you have to do is subscribe by clicking the link down below in the description to enter. And if you're already subscribed, well damn, you're already entered. It's that simple. So just make sure that if you aren't subscribed, you click down below, link in the description. And then if you even are subscribed, you can still click the link and get some bonus entries by following me on Instagram, adding my Snapchat, which is on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. These are free, and the winner will pick whatever size they want. Alright, so let's flash back to about 4 years ago. I used to sell, really, not beat up, but really, common Jordans. Back then, Jordans were like a thing that everybody would always want to buy. Adidas wasn't in the game yet. Nobody was in the game. I had a very tough come up. I say I had a tough come up because these Air Jordan 5s right here, these used to be the kind of things we'd sell. The only issue is they were only going for like 150 to 200 bucks. And that wasn't really much to buy yourself, like back then, a Nike Air Yeezy 2 Platinum. Now you've got stuff like Kanye Yeezys that if you manage to get a pair for retail, you could be making a $700 to $800 profit. I started selling Jordans on this Instagram account I created called Blazendary Kicks. Fun fact, I still use that account today to even resell stuff like my Yeezys, which are up there, and I use it to promote my merchandise, which the shorts I am wearing are for my brand. So this is the account right here. In that amount of time, I've amassed over 26,000 followers, and that's just from my store. I even made a post today. I'm like, look guys, this isn't my main account. My main account is at Giancarlo Purch. So what I would try to do is that I always try to keep your business and your personal life separate. So if you have a personal Instagram, I doubt, girls at your school want to see you posting pictures of Yeezys 7 times to try and sell them. I would go ahead and make a separate Instagram account. And that to me is the first step of effective reselling to eventually work your way up to Supreme and Bape. Once you have your Instagram account, it's very important to make sure that people can find your posts, because I understand that having 0 followers is very difficult to come up from. So what I did was I used to use hashtags like Supreme for sale, and I would use hashtags like shoes for sale, and those would help spark interest in other people looking for sneakers to buy. Now I do understand that this video is to get stuff like Supreme and Bape, but you do have to work yourself up, and if you're lucky enough, say you have a job and stuff like that, then I'm about to get to that part in a second. So let's say now you finally have your income rolling in, maybe get $100 a week here and there through a job, through reselling on Instagram. Then you're starting to be like, well, now how do I get a Supreme box logo? This one, for example, I paid $525 for. And to me, that's a steal. And some of you guys be like,
well, goddamn, why are you spending that much on a damn t-shirt? And why are you spending $1,200 for a jacket?
The thing is, it's the culture, I don't mind paying that much for stuff like this because it's what I like to collect, it's what I like to buy, and it's what I like to show off to you guys. So I have no problem spending that much on a Supreme t-shirt or a Bape jacket. But some of you, it may matter, and you want to know how to find a steal. This t-shirt right here usually goes with $800 to $1,000. I managed to get it for $525. Well, how do you do that? Another thing that I wanted to mention is you can actually use Supreme's website to get these kind of tees for yourself. Although the chances may be very slim, if you do manage to get a $48 t-shirt, you could turn that into $480. depending on the t-shirt though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on my laptop, and I know Supreme, they're only having one more drop, I believe. So this may not be relevant for the summer if you are trying to cop some Supreme for retail. The thing you would have to do is you would have to go on Supreme's website at probably 10:59 in the morning every Thursday when Supreme's in season. To do that, just make sure you follow their Instagram at Supreme New York to make sure you know that the stuff is coming out that week. So for example, let's say I buy this right here, the Supreme Champion half zip pullover for $148. That is a lot of money, I understand that, but you can make that $148 into, well, let's see. So if we go on eBay, let's say you do get that jacket. And I don't really recommend eBay because there are a lot of scammers on eBay. But let's just do Supreme Champion half zip pullover. So right here, if you did manage to get it, you can turn that 148 bucks into 235 bucks, 250 bucks, 230 bucks. You guys get the idea. You can make a nice little profit selling stuff like that. Now, how to get the box logo, well, that's gonna be a different story because most likely other people are going to beat you to it since there will be such a large amount of people trying for that box logo. And you can do the same thing on Bape's website. You can go on www.usbape.com, whatever it is, and when they do drops at 11 a.m., they usually do them every day. Not a lot of stuff does sell out, but some of the collab stuff does, so you can score a $138 Bape tee and turn that into 300 bucks. It's the same principle just for different brands. Same goes for Vlone, same goes for Off-White. It all kind of just works together by getting the item first. Let's say you like an item that came out, 10 years ago. This came out 10 years ago. Actually, it came out like 12 years ago. The way you want to do that is you want to look on websites that resell Supreme and Bape, but you want to make sure you're getting them for a good price. My #1 app that I do recommend is called Grailed, and they also have a website which I will show you. I do have a Grailed account, and I do, resell on Grailed just a little bit, but I mainly buy on Grailed. So let's say, for example, we want Supreme box logo. Well, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that says box logo. Like if we sort it, so let's say we started $1 on Supreme box logo. I don't think you want stickers, so we're gonna have to make sure we look in the right thing. So we're gonna go to, let's say, tops, and we're just gonna do all tops for Supreme. So as you guys can see, you got some like Hanes t-shirts and stuff like that, but we do want to get into the little more expensive stuff because now you do have some budget. So let's go to high price. So as you guys can see, Supreme stuff can sell up to $5,000, $3,800, but we're gonna scroll down a little bit. We're gonna find you, let's hypothetically, a box logo you can get for relatively cheap. So we're gonna instead sort this by popular. Another main thing you wanna do is you do wanna look for stuff that says like 2 hours ago rather than 6 months, because I don't think the person is still selling that item for 6 months ago. So let's find a good one right here. Alright, so right here's a good one. So I'm going to show you guys a couple little things to look for when you are looking for an item like this. Here's a light blue on navy Supreme box logo t-shirt. He's asking $445. What you can do is you can make an offer. So let's say you want to offer him, like, this is kind of a low ball, but $325. You can click offer and do that. However, I would be aware, because this user does have 0 feedback. So he's only got 1 item for sale and 0 feedback. That could be an issue because he might be a scammer. So let's try and find somebody that has like a nice reputation. So this guy right here seems like he knows what's going on. He's got 6 bought and sold 6 grails, and he's got 5 out of 5 feedback, which does mean he has sold an item before. Man, I'm gonna take this jacket off. It is too hot. Too hot. So this guy's selling a 2007 Friends and Family red box logo. You can get this for a little cheaper than $440, but he only has a purchase option. But this is just an example to show you that you can find stuff like this for, like a little around like $350, $400. So Grail to me is like the #1 place that I do look for stuff like Supreme, Bape, and stuff like that, because you can get really nice pre-owned items for cheap, as well as you can even get new items. And while you guys know that I do YouTube, I also do make money myself through merchandise, and I do make YouTube money, as well as brand deals and other stuff like that. So this may be a little easier for me because I can take my money from that, and rather than putting it towards like camera equipment, I can put it towards like a Supreme box logo to show off to you guys, as well as having it for myself. Lastly, to incorporate the reselling deal, I did actually resell these on my Blazendary Kicks Instagram. And I did make a little bit of a profit on these. So what I did was I took that profit and I did make more merchandise for my channel. So as you guys can see, there are a ton of different ways to start coming up. I recommend Grailed if you want to get the item on release day. I showed you how to do that. I showed you how making an Instagram account may be beneficial using those specific hashtags. And I did give you a little insight on how really I do it, because I don't really necessarily need to resell like I used to. Although I still recommend it, because let's say I need to make that car payment one day, I could resell a pair of Yeezys in case I didn't make merch that month. That's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please make sure you smash that like button. Let's try and get this video to 3,000 likes, because I do think it is an informative video that I think all of you can benefit from. And drop a comment down below on what you think is the best way. Maybe you can let other people know that I didn't really touch on to try and make some money to get this kind of stuff. Go check out some other videos if you haven't already on my channel. I do make a lot of streetwear videos along with vlogs and cool pickup videos. I got the merch for sale on my website. Air Jordan Royal 1 free giveaway. And that's it. Thank you for watching. It's Blazendary. I'm out. Peace.